Welcome to Bless Dem Boyz, a podcast that is now really into curling. We're one Saints fan, one Cowboys fan, one fan of Who Dat, one fan of Dat Win, and two fans of Team USA's curling team. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and the occasional Seinfeld reference.
Our patron Saint/Cowboy of the week is offensive lineman Charles Brown. He was born April 10th, 1987. I believe, I know he's younger than me, but Brandon, I believe he's also younger than yourself.
Yes, slightly.
Slightly, okay. In Chino Hills, California. He was an offensive lineman. He played in the NFL after a standout college career at the University of Southern California. At USC, he developed into one of the top offensive tackle prospects in the country, earning All-American honors and recognition as one of the best offensive linemen available in the 2010 NFL Draft. He drew comparisons to established pros due to his size and athleticism and was ultimately selected second round, 64th overall by my New Orleans Saints. Brown's early NFL career saw mixed playing time and injuries. In his rookie year with the Saints, he appeared in just 3 games, and throughout his first few years, he split time between starting and reserve roles, often stepping in for injured teammates. Battled injuries of his own, including a knee injury that led to missed games. His most substantial season came in 2013, where he started 14 games at left tackle, though inconsistent play eventually led to him losing his starting job. I believe he lost that starting job to Teron Armstead, parenthetically. After that season, the Saints chose not to re-sign him. Following his time in New Orleans, Brown signed with the New York Giants in 2014, was waived after only 2 games. He then had a short stint with the New York Jets in 2015, signing after a minicamp tryout, but being released before the season began. And then later that year, he joined Brandon's Dallas Cowboys, where he served primarily as a backup swing tackle and saw limited action in games. Brown re-signed with the Cowboys in early 2016, but shortly thereafter announced his retirement from professional football, ending a career marked by early potential, sporadic starting opportunities, and transitions between multiple teams. Shout out to ChatGPT for that.
Shout out to the bots.
Shout out to the bots. I'm Paul, the Saints fan.
I'm Brandon, the Cowboys fan.
And we're your hosts. Izzy, tell them what time it is.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it! It's go time!
It's go time.
All right, it is go time. It's go time for the U.S. curling team. They got to get going here.
So we should talk about that. One of the things. So me and Paul right now currently, this is a re-air, obviously, because this is it would be like 2:00 in the morning Italian time, but we were watching along with the USA men's curling team, who is facing off against Italy. They are currently in the third end. USA currently trailing 1-2.
Right, and they're on. This is the USA's second to last stone that they have just. What's the term here? Shot.
Yes, they have. They've thrown the first.
Yeah. All right. So while this is going on, and USA's put themselves in good position here. If you want to contact the show, if you like curling, please contact the show. We'd love to talk to a curling fan, or to educate at least me, for sure.
That should be. We need a guest on here. We need a curling related guest.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But if you'd like to contact the show, blessdemboyz@gmail.com. That's BLESSDEMBOYZ. On X, our handle is still at bless_dem_boys. I'm at Paul Elliott _316. Brandon is at Ball from Grace. We are on Blue Sky, although we never check it. I did go on Blue Sky. I think it was today or yesterday I went on Blue Sky only because Twitter was down.
And so I was like, I did see that.
So I was like, let me go on, because anytime I think Twitter's down, I go on Blue Sky because usually people on Blue Sky are like, "Hey, Twitter's down. And who's over here?"
That's your source to confirm.
Oh,
yeah. This is going to be a tough shot for you.
No, the guy from the USA just bit it. He just fell on his butt.
Yeah, that's a good. There you go. Is this your Timothy Chalamet lookalike over here?
Yeah, I mean, that might not be the best. Who does he look like, man? He looks like somebody.
He does look like somebody. I know what you're saying. I can't think of who it is, but he does look like somebody.
He's like a cross between Chalamet and the guy who played Screech on Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, there's another actor I think that I can't quite come up with right now.
Casey Affleck, maybe.
Maybe.
If you know what we're talking about and you,
this is great.
Chime in, yeah. Please let us know. If you're watching us on YouTube Live as we watch curling, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Go ahead and hit that like. Oh, USA hit the button there.
You know what I thought they might do? Yeah, I think what they might do there is, so if you score a point, so they have the hammer. You know what the hammer is, right? That means you go last in that end.
Okay.
So let's say you have the hammer and you score a point, then the other team takes over the hammer for the next end. But if there are no points scored in an end, then you keep the hammer. So what I thought USA might have tried to do there is
just
instead of
knock it out,
clear everything out of the house,
clear everything,
the hammer, and then try to go and score 2 in the next end. So
if you have the hammer, does that make you Thor?
Exactly. Yeah.
See now I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Again, if you're still watching it with us on YouTube Live, thank you. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button while you're here. Also, you can check us out on Spotify and Apple in a couple days where this won't make sense because you won't be watching curling with us. But however you listen to us, thank you. Please leave a rating and review. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots. All right, so we're going to – well, they're at commercial now, so let's transition to the next segment here. And we're going to talk about – I have a feeling we're going to be talking mostly Olympics, but we'll see what happens. But we at Bless Dem Boyz, we do like to discuss other things.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
All right. So, Brandon, you want to start outside of Olympics again while we're at a commercial break here? What you get up to this week?
So we had our so Friday was our annual work celebration, employee day. We do celebrate work anniversaries. We go off campus. So we went to the Rustic over in Uptown Park.
Okay.
So we did that, and then I played Street Fighter. They had a arcade game there, so I did play some Street Fighter.
Nice.
I went and visited the museum that I used to work at and saw some former coworkers. Did that.
Very cool.
Then Saturday we went to for my kids are both in Scouts. Former I think it's just Scouts of America now, formerly Boy Scouts. You know, they you got to support them because they don't have the cookies like the girls. So really got to support
the team. Yeah.
But we did on Saturday. We had a scouting outing to a local firehouse. They gave us a tour, talked about the stuff on the fire truck, and then toward the end of it, they got called, so we had to vacate the premises because they were leaving to go out on a rescue. So
you didn't jump on the caboose.
No, yeah, I was steering back there, steering the rear of the fire truck.
It's all right, Captain Kramer's got the caboose.
Yeah, see, I had my map ready if they needed to get anywhere in the city. So that was it, and then the other thing, obviously, is we watched a lot of Olympic coverage. I don't know, so you're not a big Olympics guy. I mean, obviously now you're
well, except for curling now.
We got you into curling now, but my wife and I, the men's figure skating was this week, Friday night, I believe.
Okay.
Big upset, big letdown for us, Paul. Ilya Malinin, the quad god, just looked like the moment was a little too big for him. So he was supposed to do something like he had his routine plan. He had a lot of like multiple jumps where he does 4 rotations, which is like he's the only one that there's one jump that only he can do. There's other quad jumps where he is like the best at it. He actually, you could see like he was supposed to do a quad and then he would stop. He stopped and then like just kind of did like a double or a single. And so he lost points there. And then he also fell down twice. And you could just see like it was brutal. And they like stuck a microphone in his face like right after this. And they're like, it was like really tough performance out there. What do you think happened? And it's like, how about we like don't do this right now? It was like, it was like very uncomfortable to watch, and it's like, so that was we've watched the Olympics. We've been following along with that. What about you, Paul? What did you get up to before you got into curling?
So Sunday morning, woke up. I was the first up in the house, and I just turned the TV on and said, let me watch a little women's curling. It was USA and China. And I got into it. Like I said, I knew very little. Oh, that was a good shot there.
Good shot.
But I was texting you, and I was kind of looking up real quick like Dummy's Guide to Curling kind of thing. And like I kind of got the idea pretty quickly, and then I realized, because I'm so used to watching like football without the volume, I was like, well, maybe if I turn the volume up and listen to the commentators, maybe they'll explain.
You'll understand a little better.
I'll understand a little better, and it helped for sure, because they had a young lady who was former Olympian that was on the panel, kind of explaining like why they were doing certain things and stuff. So they it was
one of the guys that they've had commenting on the men's game is the guy. I think his last name is Schuster, but he kind of he led the men's team like to their first ever gold medal win back in 2018, I think. So the U.S. had like never medaled in curling before. He led the team to its first gold, and I will say, I told you before the show, I was an early adopter of curling. So I discovered this back in, I would say probably, so we're looking at, this is 2026. So probably 2002 and 2006, I discovered curling in the Olympics, high school and college. And I would wake up at like 4 a.m. so that I could watch the curling matches live. And so like, excellent shot there.
Some good.
Italy has hit some really difficult shots in this match here.
And I appreciated you on Sunday when you were like, oh yeah, it's kind of like shuffleboard. Like I know what shuffleboard. Like okay, yeah.
Well, I figured you had a general idea. Who among us hasn't played shuffleboard or the bar shuffleboard? Oh, Paul!
I know Frank Costanza was all over that shuffleboard court.
I'm gonna have to work on your culture here.
So watch this. I also watched a little bit of the NBA All-Star game.
Oh, I heard bad things about this.
So let me because this kind of ties into the Olympics. So there are a few events every year, regardless of how involved I am watching the sport, that I want to watch every year. One is the Home Run Derby. I just, watch the Home Run Derby every year. And the other is NBA All-Star Saturday night, because I just like the three-point contest. I like the slam dunk contest. So Saturday night, about 6 o'clock, our time, 6 o'clock Eastern, I'm like, let me fire up Peacock and see
6 o'clock Central.
Central, yes, Central, 6 o'clock Central time. I was like, okay, let me fire up NBC and see what and watched the All-Star Saturday Night, and it was the dunk contest. And I'm like, that's weird. It's early. Like, are they doing the dunk contest first? That's odd. Okay, whatever. So I watched that, and then that was it. And then they pivoted to the Olympic, like the midnight, the whatever medal night in Milan or whatever they call it. And so I was confused. So I didn't see the 3-point contest at all. Missed the. I mean,
apparently you were not the only one, because I heard multiple people being very confused that the schedule they made it earlier.
First of all, why was it on NBC to begin with? Because like, shouldn't it be on like ESPN or whatever? Anyway, I mean, I know it's not on TNT anymore because that whole thing, but so then I was like, okay, well, Sunday, I tuned in. I didn't watch all of the All-Star game. So for those that are not familiar, what they do now is they have 3 teams. They have a Stars, Stripes, and World team. So the Stars. So I tuned in the game, and I'm like, the Stars team was like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Jaylen Brown. I think Steph Curry was on the bench. I'm like, what the hell? Like, this is like all of the good.
It was
Kawhi Leonard was on that team.
It was Team USA, basically.
Basically. And then the Stripes team was like the next generation. It was like the kid from the couple kids from the Pistons, like Durant or
Jalen Duren.
Duren, yeah, thank you. Cade Cunningham.
Big Cade Cunningham fan, by the way. Really big.
Yeah, so it was those guys, and then obviously the World team. That's your Jokic and your Lukas and
and
so they do like a round robin where everybody plays each other one 12-minute game.
Good shot. Excellent.
One 12-minute game, and then based on those results, the 2 best teams play each other in the finals, and then. But like, here's my big thing about the All-Star game. Because I remember I watched it religiously growing up. I taped it. I taped the NBA All-Star game. I had like VHS tapes.
VHSs, yeah.
Yeah. I loved watching the NBA All-Star game. What was wrong with it? Like, what was the problem with it? Like,
no one tried was I think the general consensus.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I think they wanted a little more effort, and this was kind of a way to get that.
I guess, but
so I will say. So usually, what'll happen is my wife and I will like put the kids to bed, and we'll go downstairs and we'll watch the Saturday night events. Generally,
mm-hmm.
Now obviously we didn't do that because our nights are basically dedicated right now to just Olympic coverage, and so we didn't do that. But then I saw everybody talking about how, first of all, the 3-point contest started at 3:00, and then the dunk contest, obviously, they didn't even invite back Mac McClung. Did you see the McClung post that he did?
Mm-hmm.
So he said basically, hey, if they had asked me back, these are the dunks I would have done, and his were apparently better than anything anybody else did.
Yeah, I saw one where he did something like with a ladder or something like that. There was one where so is he not in the league right now? Is that why they didn't invite him back?
I thought he had signed a 10-day with the Bulls or something along those lines. But
because I remember,
I thought he was in the G League when he won it one of the years anyway. So I didn't think it was.
I remember back in the day there was a guy named Craig Hodges who won the 3-point contest, and I think the next year he was going to defend it, but he. Oh, damn it. Oh, that was good defense by the Italian there. But he wasn't on a team, and the NBA just let him show up. They were like, come on. He technically wasn't in the league, but they let him show up and defend his title.
Yeah, you gotta let us white boys we don't have much going on.
No, well, Craig Hodges was not white. Craig Hodges was African American.
Well, I'm just saying, for Matt McClung, we need our guy. Although I will say, Cooper Flag and Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic. We got a few in there now.
Yep. All right, hold on. There's the last. Okay, well that's a break even there.
Yeah, so they're going to keep that. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Italy keeps the hammer now.
Yeah, so they're like, hey, we're not going to be the most we can score here is 1. Let's just knock them all out. Let's try
the defense. Again. But the defense, I don't know if you saw that on the America's Last Stone. The defense from Italy was pretty good. Like they got it to where that America's Stone went in the blue.
Exactly. So
if it's in the blue, is that in the house? Is that still in the house?
That is still in the house as long as it's within that area.
Okay.
Once it's out of there, they'll just clear it out of the way. So it's like there's not as many stones just sitting around.
Okay. So All-Star Game, watch that. But then wanted to talk about some movies here. I did finally catch up on all the Oscar Best Picture winners, or nominees, I should say. Watched the last one, Sentimental Value, which was quite good. This is it's a movie directed by Joachim Trier. It stars Stellan Skarsgård, who is the father of Bill Skarsgård and Alexander Skarsgård. He plays
Which one is it?
Bill. I think it's Bill.
Okay. Was he also the vampire? Was he also
Nosferatu?
Yes.
Was? Maybe. I'd have to look. I don't remember.
It was one of the Skarsgårds.
Yeah, no, they're all over the place. Well, one of them, I think Alex was in The Northman, which is another Robert Eggers film. But yeah, I think you're right. I think Bill was Nosferatu. Anyway, so Cinema Value, Stellan Skarsgård stars as an aging film director who made within the universe of the movie, made a great film some years ago, and now is trying to make like one last great film. And he has 2 daughters who he is estranged from. He divorced their mother some years ago. One of the 2 daughters was in the film that he got all the acclaim for as a child actor, and had not a great experience. The other daughter went on to become a theater actor, and a very successful theater actor, and is played by I can't remember her name. I apologize, but she was in a movie I talked about a while back, The Worst Person in the World. So she was the star of that film, which is also directed by Joachim Trier. But so Skarsgård wants to make this film. He wants the daughter, who is now the theater actor, to be in the film, but there's a lot of animosity between them, a lot of unsaid, stuff. A lot of unsaid things between them. So she doesn't want anything to do with it. The daughter who was in the film, was in his other film when she was younger. She now has a child. Stellan Skarsgård wants that child to be in this film, but there's pushback there. So it's all kind of like family dynamics. It's very good. I will say it is a very good film. It is a fancy Winnie the Pooh special. There is subtitles. It is in is it Norwegian or is it Danish? I can't remember. It's in one of those European languages. One of those.
Speaking of the Norwegians, speaking of Olympics, the Norwegians are crushing it at the Winter Olympics, as they usually do. Oh, they usually.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I guess the ski jumping and the cross country skiing. I mean, that's practically like their method of getting to work every day. So like,
oh boy. Let's see. I'm looking here. Trying to find what country this.
So I did confirm that Bill Skarsgård was Nosferatu. Okay. You never saw. Yeah, you never saw that movie, did you?
Well, Nosferatu. No, I saw Nosferatu.
Oh, you did?
I did see it. Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't talk about it. I thought I talked about it on the show.
I can't remember.
You know what? It might have been a week you were either out or, I don't know. But I did. No, I did.
Movie of your own free will.
I did. What's her name? Lily Rose Depp?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Some wild stuff going on in that movie.
Tell you what, man, she's pretty good.
Well, there's also the naked lady on the horse who has has many of the qualities prized by the superficial male.
Yes. Absolutely. So with that, so as I said, so that is the final film, the final of the Oscar nominees that I needed to watch. So I have my, if you will indulge me here, I will unveil my top 10 rankings in a moment once I find this real quick. Renata Remsky is the actress's name. So Renata Remsky is from The Worst Person in the World. She plays the daughter who is now the theater actor, which they kind of, based on the advertising, you think she's going to be kind of the main star of the movie, and she's a big part of it, obviously. But then the other daughter, who's played by I will not be able to pronounce her whole name. Her first name is Inga. She is nominated for Best Supporting Actress. They both are, I think. But she becomes kind of the lead in the movie.
So it is primarily in Norwegian with significant dialogue in Swedish and English.
Yeah, primary language is I'm looking on IMDb. So primary language, as you just said, Norwegian. Spoken languages are English, Swedish, a little German also. So, but yeah, I would recommend it. So here's how I would kind of categorize the Best Picture nominees. There is a tier of films that if any of those films won Best Picture, I would not be upset. Honestly, I wouldn't be upset if any of these won, but I'd be shocked for a couple. So it's like, would not be surprised, would be kind of surprised, and would be totally shocked. So I'm going to start at the bottom with the totally shocked. So number 10 for me would be Frankenstein. Now, I still think Frankenstein is very good. It's on Netflix. Please check it out. It's directed by Guillermo del Toro. Stars Oscar Isaac. Stars Jacob Elordi, who... what is Jacob Elordi doing next? He's got some exciting thing that he's doing.
Probably the Beatles, one of the Beatles movies.
No, it's not the Beatles. No, it's not the Beatles. That's not a bad guess, but I don't think it was he might have been up for Bond, maybe he was up to be the next Bond. Anyway, but definitely would recommend that. Also, Mia Goth is in it. She's very good, as she is in almost everything she's in. So that's number 10. Number 9 is F1, the Brad Pitt racing movie. Look, I get it's a popcorn movie. It's only there really because it's kind of the big box office representation, but it's still a very good movie. Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem, cars go fast. Yeah, it's the reason you go to the movies. Like movies like that are the reason why people go to the movies. Then, okay, so the next tier, these next 3 movies, I would say I would be somewhat surprised if they won. So number 8 is Secret Agent. This is the Brazilian film I think I talked about last week or the week before, starring Wagner Moura, who folks might remember. I didn't remember this at the time, but I've since remembered. He was in a movie called Civil War that came out 24 with Kirsten Dunst. Where they
not Marvel Civil War.
No, not Captain America Civil War. There's just Civil War. But he is very good in this film. I would say in another year he might have a great shot at winning Best Actor. This year's probably not it, but still a fine performance. Number 7, Begonia. This is the Yorgos Lanthimos movie. Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons. Kind of a conspiracy thriller. Get your tinfoil hats out type movie. Emma Stone, I would say she would have she again would have a good chance of winning Best Actress, but I think there's someone else we'll talk about in a second who's gonna win it. And then number 6, Marty Supreme, which I think Chalamet's winning Best Actor. This movie is really good. I mean, it's one of those where it's like 2.5 hours. And when I saw it in the theater, when it got to the end, I was like, oh, is it over already? Like that was, it's that kind of a movie. Just tremendous. And the needle drops are top notch. Also, I don't think I mentioned this, but Tyler, the Creator, the rapper, is in Marty Supreme. He plays like
I think I heard
Chalamet's.
I think I heard
he
that
plays
Chalamet's
else. He plays like one of Chalamet's best friends. He's very good. He's a very good actor. All right, so then the next 5. So the top 5. If any of these 5 won Best Picture, I would not be upset at all. Or I wouldn't be shocked at all, I should say. Number 5, Train Dreams. Talked about this. This is the Netflix film. Joel Edgerton. Again, very strong performance. In any other year, he'd probably have a really good shot at winning Best Actor, but he just happens to be the year that Chalamet's, coming for the gold. Number 4, Sentimental Value. I just talked about it, so yeah.
Or if you would like to know, in its original Norwegian, Affeksjonsverdig.
There you go. See, this is why we're a good team, buddy. Yeah. I should mention Stellan Skarsgård is the, I think, betting favorite to win Best Supporting Actor for his role in this movie. So I'll just mention that. Number 3 is Hamnet. I talked about it last week or the week before. Jessie Buckley, I would be shocked if she's not Best Actress. I wouldn't be upset like if Emma Stone won it or if Rose Byrne won it for If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. But I think Jessie Buckley's the runaway favorite there.
Well,
and also
Irish.
a very good Jessie Buckley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she has a new movie coming out in a couple of weeks. If you've seen commercials for The Bride, she is the bride.
Yeah. It's like Bride of Frankenstein, right.
Yeah, she is the titular bride, and Christian Bale, I believe, is the monster.
I don't know. I didn't know it was that kind of movie.
You always go for the same joke. It's
there's so many ways you can make it, Paul.
And then the top 2, these have been my top 2. I really hope it's one of these 2 that wins. Sinners, number 2. We've talked about it. You've seen Sinners, right?
I think I saw that before you did.
Yeah, I think you probably did. I saw it. I did not get to see it. Did you see it in theaters?
I did. Yeah. I did.
Okay. See, I didn't see it in theaters.
Because I heard a lot of talk about it, and then I had an opportunity to go because I needed to pick up my brother-in-law like late at the airport.
Right.
So I was like, well, I'll just go to the movie, and then I can just leave from there and go pick him up. And so it like worked out.
Here's what I'll say. I hope that either this wins Best Picture or that Ryan Coogler wins Best Director. I hope one of those 2 things happens.
Well, I think he's got a good shot at winning Best Original Screenplay. That would be
that too. Yeah, that's probably
would be my bet.
And I would say all of the musical categories like composer or best score, this would be a front runner. Original song probably also, and then One Battle After Another, the Paul Thomas Anderson movie, which I did see this one in theaters. I actually haven't revisited since I saw it in theaters. I need to. It's on HBO Max. I keep saying I need to rewatch it. This movie is. I think it's. Like I said. I think it's gonna win. I think it's the betting favorite. Paul Thomas Anderson probably is the betting favorite for Best Director. You talked about Best Original.
Well, I think
you talked about Best Original Screenplay for Coogler. I think this might get Best Adapted Screenplay because it is based off a Pynchon novel, Vineland. So, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think because Paul Thomas Anderson didn't win because he had, I would say what a lot of people would regard as his best movie, the There Will Be Blood, lost because that was the year that No Country for Old Men came out. So like you kind of like just got in, you just kind of had bad.
Well, there was No Country for Old Men, and also Zodiac came out that year as well, which is probably Fincher's best movie or one of his best movies.
And so like just like it feels like this would be the year to give it to him because he made this movie that's like deeply regarded as like one of the best of the year, and then also like he kind of is due for one. You know,
I would highly
that's like with Nolan and Oppenheimer. Like he had done so much good work that they wanted to like you want to give it to him eventually, and so like this feels like that would be.
It'll be interesting a year from now because we're going to have The Odyssey, probably going to be up for Best Picture, but also you'll have Dune. The third Dune movie will be out, so that'll be probably a strong contender. But like I said, I think Sinners are one battle after another, probably going to be in the hunt.
Did I tell you my copy of the Iliad and the Odyssey arrived?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to read those before I go see the movie in theaters.
July 17th, I think, is the date.
Yeah, I know it's in July. I can't remember the date, but I'm going to make it a point to try.
There's also a movie coming out in March that I want to see that has a lot of buzz. It's called Project Hail Mary.
I saw the commercials and wasn't. Oh, it's based off a novel by the guy who wrote The Martian, isn't it?
Correct. Andy Weir, I believe.
Yeah. The beginning of that movie looked a lot like the kind of storyline behind Interstellar, where it's the planet's dying and we need to go find a new planet.
Yeah, it feels like that. It feels like that, maybe a combination of that and like, I won't say Armageddon, but it's one of these like, we need to go into space to save Earth kind of thing, like to your point. And Ryan Gosling, I actually recently saw a movie he did called First Man, where he plays Neil Armstrong, kind of a biopic. It was directed by Damien Chazelle, who directed La La Land. This actually was, I think, his follow-up to La La Land was First Man, and it's very good. So kind of a similar idea here. Obviously, this is based off fictional. Project Hail Mary is based off fictional.
I will say I appreciate that you say it biopic because that's how I say it. And I can't stand it when people say biopic.
Biopic?
Yeah. It's not,
biopic sounds like a procedure. Like you have
I'm having a biopic to make sure that it rhymes with like myopic, so it's like it's an eye condition too.
All right. So the Chalamet lookalike guy, his name is Casper. That's interesting. Okay, so USA's in good position here. Let's see what Italy can do. Here comes the stone.
Here comes the stone.
You know, Kramer had a stone once.
Well, yeah, that one was a lot, but also an Olympic-related episode.
The gymnast, yeah. Okay, well, they keep the hammer again.
And they're going to try it again. They're just going to keep running that out until they can...
Now, okay, so there are 4 people on a team. Do they rotate positions?
No, I think you have 2 guys that like. I think there are limited ways that they play that. I can't remember how that is one thing that I like. Can't really remember how the rotations work. If there's like 2 people that throw stones and one guy and like the other 2 are sweepers, or if they all 4 have to throw stones, or how that works. I can't remember.
All right, so we got a commercial.
I feel like there's a skipper and a second, and those 2 are the guys that throw, and the other 2 are sweepers only. So we'll have to do some investigation in there.
So while we've got a commercial here, we had 2 tragic passings in the world of movies over the last week. First up was James Van Der Beek, who passed away. Was it last week? I can't remember.
It was the end of last week, I think.
And end of last week. In his honor, I watched Varsity Blues. I had seen it years ago, but it's been a while. Have you watched Varsity Blues? Have you seen it?
It's been a long time. I don't even remember.
Okay. Where did
you watch it, by the way?
Paramount Plus, I think, had it. But I want to say it's on YouTube also for free because.
Well, I have Paramount Plus anyway, so.
Yeah, but here's my synopsis of that. The parents in that movie suck. Like it's just like every adult in that movie is just not good. It's just not. Seinfeld legend John Voight plays the coach, and he's a real piece of work. Like, it's pretty bad.
He's probably just mad because somebody sold his LeBaron.
There you go. That's probably what it is. And then yesterday, as we're recording this on February 16th, we got the news, the passing of Robert Duvall, who is a legend. I mean, just
Duvall. They named the county.
He's one. They did name a county after him. He was in. He was in both the first two Godfathers. He was going to be in the third, but there was an argument over money, over compensation, so he was not in the third movie, and that's one of the many things wrong with Godfather Part 3, but that's for another time. He was in The Natural. He's in Lonesome Dove. He's in just
Robert
a
Duvall
bunch of different things.
The Natural too?
He was. He's I think he's the reporter that
because that was Robert Redford was the star of that.
Yeah, so when Robert Redford passed away a couple months ago, I watched The Natural for that. But Robert Duvall is also in it. By the way, I will say, if you're interested, Tubi, I just got an alert today. Tubi has put a bunch of Robert Duvall's movies up on their service. So if you want to go check out some of his work, not the Godfather movies, but some other stuff.
Have you ever been to a Rangers baseball game, like in their stadium?
In the new one, I was in the ballpark. I went to the ballpark.
Either one.
Yeah, I went to the one in the old ballpark in Arlington.
Yeah, so they when the Rangers hit a home run, they play the dun, dun,
oh,
dun, dun,
okay.
Dun. They play the music from The Natural.
All right, so this is interesting. I have not seen a curling with the first stone. Usually, by the time they come back, they've had a couple stones launched already. So
the USA is setting up some guards early to kind of make it a little trickier to get into the house, and Italy can either try to play in behind, they can just run the USA stone off, just figure out, oh man, those are some sweet Italian shoes right there. They look like bowling shoes almost.
Can I tell you the one thing I've noticed about this? Their legs bend at uncomfortable angles as they're coming down the. Yeah.
So they did. So Snoop is over there like he was with the last Olympics. Well, they had Snoop get out there and try to throw one of the stones, and he could not balance to get out. Like he would push and then just kind of wobble. He could not get to a point where he was able to actually throw the stone on there.
Real quick, going back to Robert Duvall, in honor of him, I rewatched the movie Network from this one. This movie actually turns 50 years old this year. Have you ever seen the movie Network, Brandon?
I have not. So I don't know if you just saw what happened, but they were not able to get it past the line, so that stone just had to be thrown out.
Past which line? Past the.
So there's a line that it has to There's a line. It's far that you can't even see it on this shot, but there's a line up front. So there's a green line here where he has to let it go by. That's called the hog line.
Okay.
And there will be, if you watch, it's going
this
to
line.
up,
this one. This second
line
green line.
Yeah, right there. So the U.S. stone did not get past that green line, and that's why they had to throw it off.
Gotcha. All right, so Italy is now in the house.
They are in the house. And so what we would say is Italy is now laying one.
Gotcha. But yeah, so again, getting back to Network, if folks have not seen the movie Network, the 1976 movie Network that has Robert Duvall in it, it's basically I could not implore you enough to watch this movie. All of the stuff that we see in media now, this movie kind of predicted, and it's kind of scary to watch it. Robert Duvall plays the head of a network, and he basically, pretty early in the movie, lays out I'm here to make sure we make money, and if that means I've got to cut 6 o'clock news, if that means I've got to do whatever, then I'll do whatever. The movie centers around. Oh, there's Project Hail Mary. There's a trailer. The movie centers around Peter Finch plays an on-air talent named Howard Beale, who basically he is let go. He's given his 2 weeks notice, and he has a breakdown on live TV. Like he basically starts telling it like it is, as it were. And the network, instead of like removing him from the situation, are basically like, oh, our ratings are going up. Let's let him keep going, basically. And so this is the movie. If anybody's ever seen the clip of the guy going, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore, that's this movie. That's Network. So I would highly recommend folks check out Network. And any of the movies with Robert Duvall. I mean, like I said, he was. I was trying really hard, and I'll use this to segue to my next topic. I was trying really hard to find a movie with him and Denzel in it for this week's Denzel Challenge, and there is a movie that he and Denzel are in, but it unfortunately did not qualify for this week's prompt. So that movie is John Q. For those that may have seen it or not seen it. But this week's prompt for the Denzel Challenge, the Cinechums Challenge, was plurals. So it's pretty straightforward. It had to have the title had to contain a plural noun. But like numbers by themselves don't count. So like the Magnificent Seven doesn't count. But you could do Remember the Titans. You could do The Great Debaters. But the movie I chose was a movie from 2013 called Two Guns, which is it's Denzel and Mark Wahlberg. So when the movie starts, it almost you think that they're two just regular old bank robbers, and as the movie progresses, you find out that it's not that simple. And it just kind of, I don't want to say too much about it. I mean, you could do a lot worse for an hour and 49 minutes. I'll say that. Like it's a perfectly fine movie. If you're, I don't know. I'm hit and miss on Mark Wahlberg. Like there's some stuff I want. Like
he's been
like Boogie Nights is great, and there's other stuff he does where I'm like
The Departed.
The Departed's great. Yeah. But then there's other stuff I watch with him, and it's like, I don't know.
Like The Happening.
I will also say a great performance in Two Guns from Bill Paxton, from the late great Bill Paxton. I want to say it was might have been one of his final roles too. So would recommend that. That Two Guns, by the way, on YouTube for free right now. There are a couple Denzel movies on YouTube for free right now. We talked about Inside Man, I think a couple weeks ago. It's on YouTube right now for free. So I'm hoping that one, I can get that one into the challenge.
That's a great movie.
It's very good movie. All right, so I think that's it, buddy. Anything else? We'll watch a little more of the curling here, I guess, before we transition to our next segment. USA just sent another stone on its way. He is sweeping feverishly here. Doing, doing. Oh, very good.
Take that. There we go. Good shot.
Oh, you saw him? He did a little.
There we go. Yeah, that's it.
No, yeah.
So
apparently one of the guys on Team USA's got a little symbol, a little thing he does. The guy with the headband. They were talking about it earlier.
Well, I will say that apparently the other people did not like that our fans were being too rowdy, or thought our fans were being too rowdy during the mixed doubles curling events, because curling is supposed to be. I don't know if it's like you're supposed to golf clap over here or something, but like, give me a break. Come on, man. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time.
We need David Putty to show up. Oh, by the way, before we transition, I did want to mention I did watch 2 episodes of Suburgatory.
Yeah, it's on Netflix now. It came on.
It is on
Friday?
Netflix. Friday. I watched 2 episodes. Good. First 2 episodes are good. So let me get this straight. So this whole series is dependent or is based on a single dad living in Manhattan who finds a box of prophylactic wrappers.
Prophylactic wrappers?
In his daughter's drawer, like shoe drawer, or clothes drawer. And upon that, he decides he's going to move he and his daughter from Manhattan to the suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get that right?
Premise. Yep.
Okay. I do think it's fun. Like the second episode was funny because like there's the neighbor across the street that keeps inviting him to dinner, and he's trying to come up with new ways to say no.
That family gets pretty wild. Like that family, there's a lot of stuff going on with that family.
I could tell. Yeah. Well, and then that's the same episode. In that episode, the daughter makes out with like the dumb jock's son, and like yeah.
There's some good stuff. I'm gonna have to go back and watch some of the episodes again. Like we watched it like a couple of years ago. Like rewatched the whole series because we were able to get like a bootleg version before this was like because it had never been available. So like we bought season 1 on DVD like when it was still like on, and then they never released seasons 2 and 3 on DVD, and it was never available for streaming until like recently. It was available on Tubi, and like that was the first time it had ever been available on anything, and now they actually brought it to Netflix, which is like, huge.
I waited for it to be on Netflix. I think we talked about this because on Netflix there would be no commercials. On Tubi you have commercials.
Right.
So. No, but yeah, I'll definitely keep watching it. Just haven't had a chance to get to. I promise this won't be a. What was the show you had me watch? And I watched like an episode. Or was it Justified?
Justified, yeah.
Yeah, I did watch season 1 of Justified.
Yeah, you never moved on to season 2 though, which is a shame because
season 2
because I think that show kind of launched Walton Goggins into more stuff. Like that was like
I did see so upon Robert Duvall's passing, a lot of actors were posting like their memories. Walton Goggins is in a movie with Robert Duvall. I want to say it's The Apostle, where Duvall plays like a evangelical preacher type. But then Jason Alexander posted on Instagram a picture of him and Duvall. I never realized he was in a movie with Robert Duvall. It's a movie called The Paper from 1994. It's a Ron Howard film. And not only is Robert Duvall in the movie with Jason Alexander, but also in the movie is the apple of George Costanza's eye, Marissa Tomei.
Oh.
So, might have to check that out.
She loves fat, funny, bald men.
All right, so let's hang on. Let's see what the U.S. is doing here.
So Italy is
currently
has a stone in the center. We're trying to not run that out.
Nope. Italy's that guy's going. He's going to town on that thing.
That's tough because you've left that yellow stone in there. That's not what you wanted to end up happening on the back end there.
Yeah. So now, if you're Italy, you're just going to try to knock it as close to center as you can, right?
Yeah, you're just trying to get into the middle because if you're the U.S., then you're going to have a choice between like, do I knock out the center stone? Do I try to take out this one on the edge? What's the best strategy there?
All right, so while we wait for Italy to make its move here, talk some NFL news and notes real quick. I do have a couple of free agency things I want to talk about. Here we go. This one's on the way here.
We should
coming up on the right side, looks like. Go ahead. What was that?
We should also talk about some trade rumors involving. Oh, we should talk about multiple things involving the local team, not necessarily either of our teams, but some local team news. We have two bits of breaking news. One that is confirmed is that the Texans will be building a giant complex and headquarters, basically, and I guess in between our
neighborhoods.
Yeah, basically. Because I saw it today. It's going to be off of 99. So that's basically there's that.
Well, there's a lot of land out there. I mean, there's quite a bit of space. So
I told my wife I was like, maybe because that Bridgeland is really close. The entrance to Bridgeland is also really close to where we go to church. And so I told my wife, I was like, hey, maybe during the off season we're going to see some Texans in there attending church with us.
There you go. And then today, I think it was today or yesterday, Todd McShay on his show mentioned as a possible trade candidate this offseason, C.J. Stroud for the Texans. Let's see what the U.S. got here. Oh, I don't know if it's going to make it. I don't know.
Yeah. That's not good. So now Italy with a good shot here, they can end up with 3 points, and that's honestly that's going to be tough to overcome, especially this late in the game.
Yeah, because there's only 10 ends, so there's 4 left.
Yeah.
Okay, so how could they end up? Okay, so if they hit, they got to hit. How could they end up with 3 points?
Well, if they can knock out that red, they would have to knock out that red one there.
That's the one by the center. Yeah, that's what he's telling them right now.
If we can knock this out and get it deep, then you can lay those two in the middle, and that last one out there, I think in the blue would be the third rock. So I did see John McClain of the Houston Chronicle said that
there you go, 3 points.
If CJ Stroud gets traded, that's 3. If CJ Stroud gets traded, he will walk down Kirby naked. And someone said, last time you did something like this in 2014, you ended up having to eat a newspaper article. So,
because he famously said Deshaun Watson was not going to get traded, and that happened.
How'd that work out?
So, I guess, I mean, let's go down the rabbit hole a little bit here. It's like, first of all, who are you trading Stroud to? And what are you getting in return? Like, are you doing a swap with Arizona for Kyler Murray? Like, what are we doing here?
That's disgusting. Well, we all know that the Texans have a good history of trading with the Cardinals, given the DeAndre Hopkins situation. Was it DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson? Was that the trade, or was it?
That sounds right. Yeah.
I know they traded for David Johnson, and they traded DeAndre Hopkins to the Cardinals, but I don't remember if those were the same trade or not. But
I don't remember.
I think there might be a revolt in the city if the Texans trade.
I'm really racking my brain to think like who. And it's not like, listen, I don't want this to come across as me thinking like C.J. Stroud's a dud and he's done, but so if we think about it this way, so the Raiders aren't going to do it because they've got the number 1 pick. They're taking Mendoza. I mean, the Jets maybe, but what are you going to get back from the Jets that would make that? They're not trading the number 2 pick for C.J. Stroud.
They do have an extra first from the Quinnen Williams.
They
trade,
do.
So
they do.
And also the Colts. They traded with the Colts they got that Colts trade.
Yeah.
So there's that. I mean, they do have some firepower.
They have a little bit of fire, but are you trading a first round pick for C.J. Stroud? If you're Maybe.
Have you seen some of the decision making that has gone into
now?
The Jets?
Hold on. Wait, let me cook for a second. Who did the Jets just hire as their offensive coordinator?
Well, let me look at your list over here. They hired Frank Reich.
They had Frank Reich. When Frank Reich was the coach at the Panthers, and they had the number 1 pick, who did he want to pick?
I'm guessing
at quarterback.
I'm guessing it's not the guy not the guy that they ended up picking.
Not Bryce Young, but who went number 2? CJ Stroud. So there you go. So maybe it is the Jets. Maybe the Jets do try to make a play. And
we solved it.
And if you're the Texans, let's say that happens. Let's say you get the Jets get Stroud, and the Texans in return get the number, whatever pick that is, 16 or whatever the Colts pick ended up being, 18. Then if you're the Texans, I mean, I feel like they would be comfortable. Well, I don't know if comfortable is the right word with Davis Mills, but maybe they'd be like, maybe they take Ty Simpson. Maybe they like Ty Simpson out of Alabama, or they like one of these other quarterbacks. Maybe they take a flyer on like Kyler Murray or Tua, or
one of the guys who ends up getting let go in this. Maybe they take a shot on Kirk Cousins.
Maybe they take a shot on Kirk Cousins. I mean, it's not. If you're the Texans and you just saw the Seattle Seahawks win the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold, no disrespect to our friend Trang and her beloved Seahawks, but you got to at least think like, okay, look, our defense is pretty good. If we had
a quarterback that didn't turn the ball over 30 times in 2 playoff games, then maybe we would have a shot here.
We got a shot. Yeah, we got a shot.
Yeah, what happened? That dude crashed out pretty. CJ has crashed out pretty hard from that rookie season.
Now, how about here's another one? What if the Dolphins just hired Bobby Slowick as their offensive coordinator?
I like this idea.
Let's go from Tua to Stroud. That'll work. Okay, so let's real quick just run through. I know we did this last week, and shout out to our guy Andy who did reach out after the show to let me know that the Bears did hire Press Taylor as their new offensive coordinator. I believe Press Taylor was with the Jaguars once upon a time as their offensive coordinator. This might have been during the Peterson run.
They must have been impressed with him.
Must have been. So real quick, so the Titans go with Brian Daboll, Chargers, Mike McDaniel, Chiefs, Eric Bieniemy, Lions, Drew Petzig from the Cardinals. Kind of an uninspired choice, from a lot of Lions fans that I saw online. But, Oh, speaking of which, speaking of Lions fans, I want to give a quick shout out to Kent, who is the gentleman who came up with the RAS.
Relative athletic score or something like that.
Relative athletic score. It's been around for quite a while now. He posted on Twitter today that he's still doing RAS, but not going to be as visible this year. Apparently he's got some health scares. So just wanted to wish him the best. I know he said he was not at the Senior Bowl. He will not be at the Combine, but he is still going to post the RAS scores. So shout out to him. I actually got to talk to him once upon a time.
Nice.
Like via Zoom. Really nice guy and a big Lions fan. So all the best to him.
Maybe we can have it. Maybe if he heals up.
I reached out and tried to get him last year. Didn't hear back. And this year, like I said, he's kind of taking a step back. So probably won't be this year, but we'll try. Okay. Dolphins, as we said, Bobby Slowick. Commanders, David Blau. Falcons, Tommy Reese. Bucks, Zach Robinson. Ravens, Declan Doyle. The Bills, Pete Carmichael. The Eagles, Sean Mannion. How do we feel about that, buddy?
I'm really enjoying the self-destruction of the Eagles over the.
I know you are.
I mean, the fact that they just like completely blew up their like, let's chase off the guy who is like
not only
to be the best.
I think we mentioned this last week. Not only did they hire Sean Mannion, they also hired former Tampa Bay offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard as their passing game coordinator, quarterback's coach. We'll see what happens. Browns go with Travis Switzer. Is that any relation to Barry? Do we know?
That's a good question. I haven't looked into that.
I have a feeling it might be.
Keep going, and I'll do my.
Yeah, you do some. Broncos Davis Webb. Davis Webb was a hot name at some other places, so he got promoted once Joe Lombardi was let go. Matt Nagy with the Giants. Sorry, I don't know why that's funny, but it's kind of funny. The Jets go with Frank Reich, as you mentioned. Cardinals go with Donnie's favorite, Nathaniel Hackett. I sent that to Donnie when the hiring was made official, and he said, "Yeah, he couldn't hack it as Broncos head coach." So,
I miss this, but we did. But Matt Nagy to the Giants, good work there.
Well, no, I got a good chuckle out of it.
So Travis Switzer, no relation to Barry.
Huh, interesting. The Giants hired Matt. They also hired someone else though on their staff a Callahan, right? Brian Callahan.
Yeah.
So Cardinals, Nathaniel Hackett. Steelers, they tried to hire a couple of guys away from the Saints. Didn't work out, so they went with Brian Angelico, I believe is how you Angelico. Bears press Taylor, as we mentioned. Seahawks. So they were hoping Andrew Janocko would stay on. He was the quarterback coach last year, but he followed Clint Kubiak to Vegas to be their offensive coordinator. So they ended up hiring the Seahawks. Ended up hiring Brian Fleury, who was, I believe, the tight ends coach from the 49ers last year. So
no relation to Marc-Andre Fleury.
No, I don't think so.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, hockey player, right? From the Flyers. Was he a Flyer? Philadelphia Flyers?
I think he was a goalie. Canadian ice hockey player. Marc-Andre Fleury. Vegas Knights. So Penguins, Knights, Blackhawks, and Wild. So no Flyers in there. He was a goaltender.
That's a shame. So Andrew Janocko with the Raiders, Brian Fleury with the Seahawks. So the only team without an offensive coordinator as we speak right now is the Rams, which when Sean McVay's your head coach, I guess you're not in too big of a hurry to have an offensive coordinator. It feels like Shieldhouse will just get promoted to offensive coordinator. Like
that feels like the
sense.
Yeah.
But and then real quick, defensive coordinator. So we had the Bills hire Jim Leonard, 49ers Raheem Morris, Packers Jonathan Gannon, Steelers Patrick Graham, Giants Denard Wilson, your Cowboys Christian Parker.
By the way,
hearing a lot of good things about that hire.
And he is actually they're holding the press conference to introduce him. I think tomorrow at 3:00.
Okay, very cool. Commanders Durant Jones, who was with the Vikings last year, I believe. So I guess the domino there was Brian Flores stays with the Vikings, keeps the defensive coordinator job, so Durant Jones moves elsewhere to get.
Is it not Durante?
I apologize. Yeah, I believe it is Durante. There you go, USA. Get.
Needed
okay.
that.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't
definitely.
understand that. What was the strategy behind let's throw a bunch of guards out in the middle of nowhere as Italy just piles up stones in the house for the first half of this end? Someone's gonna have to. I mean, I've watched a lot of curling. I don't know.
I've just started watching it, buddy. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to turn on the volume to get the analysis on that one.
Chargers hire Chris O'Leary. They lost Jesse Minter, obviously, to the Ravens as head coach. Dolphins hired Sean Duggan to replace Jeff Hafley.
Teach me how to Duggan.
No. Sorry. Who did the Dolphins? Oh, no. The Dolphins are replacing Anthony Weaver, who went to Baltimore as their defensive coordinator. The Jets hired Brian Duker to replace, was it Steve Wilkes was their DC last year?
Steve Wilkes Booth.
And led a Jets defense that had 0 interceptions for an entire season.
That's impressive, really.
It really is when you think about it. And then Titans go with Gus Bradley, former Seahawk head coach. The Raiders hired Rob Leonard. I think that was an internal promotion. The thought there is he is very well liked, especially with Max Crosby. So obviously we want to try to keep Max Crosby happy at this point.
Obviously.
And then right now the Browns. So the Browns kind of stepped in it when they didn't hire Jim Schwartz as their head coach. They hired Ty Mudkin, and Jim Schwartz was not too happy about it, so he resigned and was just going to take a year off of football.
We'll see if he tries to slip his boss a Mickey.
He might.
Because that seems to be the direction he's going right now.
He might. So that's all the comings and goings there. The offensive defensive coordinator. I will mention the Packers about a couple hours ago before we went live announced that Rich Bisciotti, their special teams coach, is stepping away, which my former coworker, who's a Packers fan, happily texted that to me and said, "Oh, happy day."
They have not had good special teams.
They have not, no. So he was my former coworker was pleased, I would say. Now, of course, you're kind of at the end of the coaching cycle, so I don't know. Good luck trying to find somebody to fill that
yeah,
gap,
really good timing on that.
I will say, as a Saints fan, it is kind of nice that we went through a coaching cycle with no changes. Speaking of special teams, that probably would have been where I would have made a change, honestly, if I was the Saints. But
well, there's a new guy out there that's available.
Well, apparently. All right, let's talk a little free agency, little comings and goings. Won't do too much draft talk. We'll save the draft talk for later. But ESPN has an article out about ideal free agency landing spots. I'm not going to go through all these, but I did pick out a few, obviously ones that impact our teams, and then a couple of miscellaneous ones. So for the Cowboys, and I'll just read these off and then I'll get your thoughts on it, Brandon. So in the top 50 free agents on ESPN, the current Cowboys, they have 2. So at number 2, they have George Pickens, and at number 29, they have Javonte Williams. In both scenarios, they list the best team fit as returning to the Cowboys. So I know you were a big fan of the Pickens trade, and I think a big fan of the Javonte Williams signing. So what are your thoughts on those two staying with the Cowboys?
Yeah, and I think honestly for Pickens, it's probably best for both parties because if you're George Pickens, you could go and maybe sign a big deal somewhere. I know a lot of teams will probably not. I mean, he was available for a 3rd round pick last year, and nobody bit until after the draft. The Cowboys were willing to give up that because they were not able to get a wide receiver in the draft. But I think the fact that you can see what happened, the difference that going from a team that did not have a quarterback that was able to get him the ball to going to a team that did have a quarterback that could do that, how big a difference that makes. I mean, maybe he could go somewhere else and make more money, but he also might end up wasting the prime of his career with another bad quarterback situation. But being in Dallas, it's just it works well for both parties, where he can just be the I guess 1A, or if CD goes down like he did this year, he could be the number 1 wide receiver and help carry the offense. But you just saw what the Cowboys offense was when he was there. And so it just feels like the perfect match for both parties, really.
What about good?
We should, before we do that, USA has a chance here, I think, to get 2 points. So I think
let's see what we got here.
What he's able to do. If he's able to kind of take this Yellowstone out and roll toward the middle, they should have a chance at 2.
Yep.
Boom. There we go. Beautiful.
So that gets
they needed that after giving up 3 last end. So Javonte's another good. I think I think the problem with Javonte is like he sets a really good floor for you, but he doesn't necessarily have the like home run power, and so you're still probably going to need somebody to kind of fill in. Now, whether that's Jaden Blue if he's able to take the next step next season, or if you're going to end up searching in the draft or free agency for someone else, remains to be seen. But I think one of the things that we saw with him was they gave him a lot of carries just the whole season, and you could kind of see him starting to fade a bit at the end of the season. So you're going to need somebody to kind of take a little bit of the burden off of him if you want him to be, full speed for a playoff push next season. So that's the only kind of drawback I see for Javonte. But I mean, he was a good player and obviously a very good like teammate to have around. I think the guys liked him. I think he also ended up becoming friends with Jaden Blue, and so hopefully he's able to kind of teach him a little bit more about how to like be a professional. So I think he was a really great locker room presence as well. So I wouldn't mind seeing him back. You just have to kind of manage what you're doing with the rest of that position in terms of free agency and draft if you're bringing him back.
So do you think, going back to Pickens for a second, do we think that's going to be a franchise tag situation?
Yeah, they'll franchise tag him, and I would suspect try to get a long-term deal worked out for like, I would say probably maybe like 3 years with a player option or something like that, where maybe he's able to get to market a little earlier than you would with like a normal deal.
The number I'm seeing here is a 1 year, $28 million. This is from Bleacher Report that they're kind of projecting for Pickens.
Yeah, and I think that's the franchise tag.
That's the franchise tag, yeah. Any Cowboys potential cuts that you're hearing about?
No, I
cap
think
casualty type.
I think there was some talk about the right tackle whose name like
Smith.
No,
Tyron Smith, Terrence.
It
might be a Tyron.
Terrence Steele. But I think with the way he ended up coming, because he was coming off an ACL injury before, and he kind of got better as the season went along. And I think for the amount of money that you could save, like you would basically just be reopening up a roster spot, and you're probably going to have to spend that money on his replacement anyway. So like, what's the point of like really moving on from him? I think Kenny Clark may be someone that they look to like renegotiate with and maybe extend so that they can move some of that cap hit around. I think that's going to be one of the items. I think you probably look at like maybe reworking some of the money on some other guys' deal as well, because they'll be able to, like, I think they're pretty well over the cap right now, but they'll also be able to free up a lot of money pretty easily with just some basic restructures. So
now you mentioned going back to the running back position for a minute. You mentioned potentially in the draft. How would you feel with the Cowboys having that extra draft capital with the extra number one or first round pick? Would you feel? How would you feel of them trading up potentially to go get Love from Notre Dame?
Yeah, I'm not interested. I'm not that interested in kind of trying to. I think the defense has enough holes that you probably just need to like use stockpile as many resources as you can. Like, if anything, I would think they would take that second first round pick and maybe trade back to the end of the first, and then try to pick up like a second or a third round pick with that.
And you mentioned Kenny Clark. I think Bill Barnwell from ESPN had a trade scenario that he proposed, trading Kenny Clark to, was it the Bengals?
Yeah, for a 6th round pick.
Yeah. So no dice for you?
Nah, I don't think that doesn't really move the needle for me.
For the Saints, just two quick ones here. Well, so one current Saint moving elsewhere, and then one potential free agent pickup from this article, ESPN. Alontae Taylor, who's our nickel corner. They have best team fit listed as the Rams. Now, I would be I'm getting to the point where I would be kind of surprised if they re-sign Taylor. They could franchise tag him, but I just don't know if they're going to pay him top dollar. And if the Rams are willing to pay him top dollar and get him into kind of a bidding war, then I think the Saints will let him walk. I just don't see Alontae Taylor. I think is for the Saints is the Saints would love him to be what Devon Witherspoon is for the Seahawks, and he's not Devon Witherspoon. Like, it's just not. Like, what you saw Devon Witherspoon do in the Super Bowl is what the Saints think Alontae Taylor does for them, which he doesn't. So
I wonder if Dallas would be interested, because Dallas needs a little bit of help on the back end. I wonder if the price is going to get too high for them to like look into that. But that might be worth.
I don't know.
So
it might be worth asking.
The projected contract right now, I don't know if you saw this, but it's 3 years, 33 to 39 million, so about 11 to 13 million in annual value, which isn't terrible for a nickel. So,
I mean, the Saints do have a couple of young. Obviously, they have Kool-Aid McKinstry, the Quincy Riley. They have a couple. They have a couple young folks ready to step up. I think if Taylor does move on, the other. This isn't in the article, but I'll just mention Demario Davis, the linebacker. The big talk right now is he's might move on to the Bears. Shout out to Andy, because Dennis Allen, obviously defensive coordinator with the Bears, there's a relationship there. So if he decides to move on out of New Orleans, which I would hate to see, Demario Davis is one of my favorite Saints. I actually have – so I only have like 3 Saint jersey-related items. I have a Breeze jersey, I have a Darren Sproles jersey, and I have a Demario Davis like jersey shirt, like one of the shirts that's like a jersey. So obviously would hate to see him leave, but would wish him the best if he chose to. The other item in this article regarding the Saints is they listed Kenneth Gainwell, the running back who was previously with the Steelers, as a best team fit for New Orleans. Obviously, Gainwell was with Philadelphia when Kellen Moore was offensive coordinator, so there is the relationship there. This ties into something that came out today, which is Alvin Kamara could be a cap casualty, which I understand, but I do hope if you're going to do that, if you're the Saints, that you have a plan, because right now they ended the season with the running back tandem of like Audric Estime, Taysom Hill was taking snaps as a running back.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
that explains a lot of the Jeremiah love to the Saints projections.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think right now that's part of it. The other thing is the NFL just does not want Jeremiah Love ending up with the Chiefs. I just don't think that's not what people want. I did see
a mock draft today that had him dropping to the Chiefs because I think the Saints were picking somebody else. They were picking
a receiver.
A receiver, yeah.
Yeah, right now for the Saints, it's either receiver or running back, except for this one random PFF draft I saw today where they're picking Cassius Howell from A&M. It's like an edge rusher.
Okay.
But, I mean, they could use an edge rusher, don't get me wrong, but they need some juice on offense. But yeah, so getting back to the Gainwell thing, I mean, listen, I think this would be good, good pickup. But again, if you're signing Kenneth Gainwell to be your running back one, I'm not ecstatic about that.
The thing about him is like he's also like a really good receiver. Like I think he like played a lot of receiver in college, and so like he has that skill set. So
yeah, I mean, they mentioned in this. They mentioned in the article about him being crucial third down back for the Steelers last year. So that would be something for the Saints to have. And then here's a couple miscellaneous ones I just want to talk through. So our good friend Trang, when she visited with us a couple weeks ago, she mentioned, one of her favorite players to maybe not like on the Seahawks was Tariq Woolen.
We'll call him Tariq Woolhead.
This article has his best team fit as the New York Jets, which the Jets potentially overpaying for a corner would be very Jet-like, I would say. So, I mean, listen, Aaron Glenn obviously was a corner back in his day as a player, so that would make sense. Another one here, Mike Evans. So this came out today. Mike Evans does want to play next year, but we don't know if the Bucs are necessarily ecstatic for him to come back. The team fit here.
Are you saying the Bucs stop here?
The Bucs might stop here. Yeah. The team fit listed in the ESPN article is the Buffalo Bills, which again, this would be very on brand for the Bills to just pick older,
washed
wide receiver, potentially washed wide receiver.
Yeah, he'll fit right in with Amari Cooper and who was the other one that they traded for last year?
Well, Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks was yeah. They have the greatest 2014 wide receiver core.
I'm telling you, man. It's like them and the Ravens. Like them and the Ravens will just sign these like older receivers, like Sammy Watkins or DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins was the one. Yep.
Where do you think
AJ Brown ends up this year?
I saw a trade. I sent this to Donnie. I saw a trade thrown out there. I think it was in the Barnwell.
Yeah.
It was like Riley Moss goes to Philadelphia for AJ Brown to Denver.
Uh-huh.
I just asked Donnie. I said, "What would you think about AJ Brown to the Broncos?" And he said, "He just doesn't see Peyton doing that." And Sean Payton is not. He's not been he didn't have diva receivers when he was with the Saints. The best receivers he had when he was with the Saints were guys like Marcus Colston. Michael Thomas was kind of a. That was going
to be my question. Are you sure about because Michael Thomas?
Yeah, he was kind of a head case, but Thomas didn't get bad until Peyton left. Honestly, and then when it was Dennis Allen who,
Well, it'd be great for the Eagles to add Riley Moss because they've got Cooper DeJean and
Reed Blankenship.
Did you see there was a clip from the Hard Knocks where someone went up to Reed Blankenship. He's like, "Hey man, what up, Coop?" And Reed Blankenship goes, "I'm the other one."
I'm the other one.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Italy just got a good strike here, so they're in another prime position for some points.
Yeah, you really
USA currently outside of the house at this point.
They're going to need to be let in.
We talked about the Chiefs and running backs. This would be an interesting fit. Travis Etienne from the Jaguars. I've also seen articles linking him with the Saints. So he is a Louisiana native, at least I think he's a Louisiana native.
His name is French, so you would assume that they're
Etienne.
Yeah.
I did want to throw this one in again for our friend Trang, Rashid Shaheed, who the Seahawks traded for middle of the season last year. They have the best fit for him just staying in Seattle, which I'm sure would be okay with Trang, especially after his performance.
They don't want to be Shaheedless in Seattle.
No, they do not. Another trope here that I've seen over the last couple of years, Joey Bosa seems like the edge rusher for hire. He just goes to teams that need an edge rusher, and then he is like a Jadeveon Clowney now as the. That's exactly who I thought of this morning when I was thinking about this. He's the edge rusher that teams are like, oh, he can fix us. He can help us out.
So the Locked On Cowboys guys actually had a debate. They said because the two free agent edges that are kind of in that not upper tier. I think Trey Hendrickson is probably going to get the most money. Yeah. But Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, who would you rather Dallas sign? I think Landon McCool came down on the Bosa side. I would kind of I know he's a little older, but I kind of like Khalil Mack a little better just because he's got kind of that experience as a sort of like a 3-4 ends guy who can kind of drop off and maybe play a little coverage. And you're probably going to have to manage snaps for either one of these guys. But I just but those were the two guys that were kind of thrown out there.
Mackey's back in town, as it were. But in this article, they have Bosa signing with the Lions, which opposite Aiden Hutchinson would make sense. Al-Qadim Muhammad, who had a pretty good season for the Lions, he's actually a free agent as well. So that would be something to keep an eye on. I didn't do this on purpose. I didn't realize it until just now. So if you recall, the NFC Championship game, the safety for the Rams that made the interception of Caleb Williams this would have been the interception that led to the Rams winning the game. I guess the drive that got them the points was safety Cam Curl, which is appropriate for this evening since we are watching curling.
Cam curling.
But even more appropriate, this article has Cam Curl signing with the Bears, ironically. And it wasn't the NFC Championship game, I'm sorry. It's the divisional game.
Right.
So both of Chicago's starting safeties, Jaquan Brisker and Kevin Byard. They are both free agents. Byard, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about the safety, right?
Yeah, the safety. So Brisker and Byard are both free agents, so Cam Curl could come in as a replacement there. Just thought that was an interesting one. Former Cowboy legend Rico Dowdle. This one's for Donnie. Him signing with the Broncos. Now, the Broncos, obviously, they have R.J. Harvey. J.K. Dobbins played okay, I guess, in this past year. But Italy just took 2 more points.
They got those 2 points back. I will say I wouldn't mind. I also wouldn't be opposed to Rico Dowdle. I wouldn't be opposed to Rico Dowdle coming back to Dallas either if he can't get a deal done with Devontae. So I think that might be an option.
He might be a good option for the Saints too. Honestly, if they're going to part ways with Kamara, I mean, Rico showed he could be a running back 1 in Carolina. I think.
I think that's what he wants the opportunity to do is really get the bulk of the carries. Whereas because in Carolina, he ended up not having that option eventually because I think they were kind of splitting carries between him and
Chuba Hubbard. So I don't know. I'd like to hear. I need to ask Don. I meant to message Donnie today and I didn't get a chance, but be interested to hear his thoughts on Rico to the Broncos. Be an interesting thought. Okay, do we want to? I think we should just stay on until the end of this curling match here. We got 2 ends left.
Watch it to the end.
Watch it to the end. Right now, I've got an Arby's commercial. Now Giannis and his daughter are on TV. So Giannis didn't get traded. Is the thought that Giannis is going to get traded in the offseason now, or what's the prevailing thought there?
I think someone suggested that he is waiting for the Knicks to come up with the trade assets to get him this summer.
Well, that was another guy that was on the Stars team was Jalen Brunson. So the 5 guys on the court were LeBron, Durant, Brunson, Jaylen Brown, and I forget who the 5th guy was now, but it's just man, they put all the All-Stars on one team. This is crazy. It just felt like it would have been back in the 90s or the 80s if they put Magic and Jordan and Bird and Malone and Olajuwon all on the same team. Or Barkley, I guess. Who was your power forward of choice back in the day? Was it Malone or Barkley?
That was before I watched basketball.
Oh, man.
I guess my power forward of choice would have been Dirk at the. I mean, that was like the earliest power forward that I can like.
He was my power forward of choice as a Mavericks fan for sure.
Well, who doesn't love Dirk? Like Dirk is like fantastic.
Greatest international player of all time in the NBA. Would you agree with that?
What would you say?
Greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki.
Well, I mean, up until Wembanyama.
And Wemby, yeah.
But yeah, I would say so at this point. I don't know, man. Jokic has been pretty awesome.
He's no joke. No. Yeah, I remember back when I first started watching basketball, I would get the like almanacs every year and look up player stats and try to figure out who's the. And I started watching right at the end of Larry Bird's career. Like this is when he was on the dream team, but he really wasn't like doing much. Like he basically was just there in spirit. They would take him out for like Chris Mullin or see what we got here. Who's shot that?
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
What's Forrest Gump's favorite pasta?
Don't know.
Penne.
Wow, Switzerland's pretty good at curling, huh? 6-0.
This is going to be a tough loss, man. We could have we would have locked up a spot in the semifinals if we had won this match. So now you're going to be 4-4.
It's not over. Not over yet.
Yeah.
Are they going to lose this stone here? Nope. No, I got past the line.
Well, we sure do like throwing guards out there early in the ends, don't we, Paul?
Yeah. You say so, buddy. You say so.
We do have the hammer, though.
We do have the hammer. Mjolnir. That's the Thor's hammer.
Is that how it's pronounced?
I believe it's Mjolnir. My apologies to any Marvel fans that
I know that beer hit my hand on Friday like Mjolnir. you know that tweet, right?
Oh yeah, I know I've heard of those gifts.
Mjolnir. Let's see. How does Thor? Mjolnir. Or Mjolnir, yeah.
Mjolnir?
Originated from Old Norse, often simplified to 2 syllables, Mjol and Nir.
Ma-Nor.
It's just a Nir, which is good, with a Mjol in front of it. Mjolnir. And that's when she mentioned the boyfriend.
And it was at this point. Man.
You think she's refunding? Oh, this is that episode that where he with the Ma-Nor situation.
Yeah.
You know, that's the episode because George is like that's where he has to go to walk back in, and Jerry is like trying to psych him up to go do this, and he's like, "Come on, George, she's not going to put him on the glass."
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what put him on the glass?
Yeah. I you may have to remind me, but once upon a time I did know what that.
So put him on the glass is a song written by one Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Nice.
Which was how should I put this? So he has Baby Got Back.
I'm aware, yeah.
And so this song would be his ode to another part of the female anatomy.
that most men are
surprised.
Most men prize.
Surprised by the superficial male. And so that it is a song about that. But apparently, this song quickly became a strip club anthem.
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
So it's got some pretty good lines in there.
He should have had a song called "Get a Good Look, Costanza."
Yeah, there we go.
Should have been could have had that one.
I think one of my favorite lines is "B-double-O."
By the way, you know whose birthday it is today? Denise Richards. Richards.
There we go.
There you go.
So one of my favorite lines from that song is "B-double-O-B-S straight sitting in the window. I'd rather kiss them than Indo."
Wow.
Just a. You know what's funny is there was also. Do you remember the Pussycat Dolls song "Don't Ya"?
Yes. Yeah.
So apparently, Sir Mix-a-Lot made a lot of money off of that song.
Oh, because the beat was.
It wasn't the beat, but he had a song back in the I want to say late '80s called "Swass," and the chorus or the hook for it goes, "Don't you wish your boyfriend was swass like me?" And so they took that, and so they had to pay royalties on that because they used that sort of rhythm in the line from it. So there's some interesting facts for you, Paul.
Yeah, listen. While we sit here watch curling, why not learn about history of hip hop? What
was that segment that we were cooking up earlier?
What was that? Two middle-aged white guys talk about hip hop.
Yeah,
I did have a.
There we go.
I had a pitch I had an idea for something I wanted to run by you. Might as well. We can talk about it now. My wife for dinner this evening wanted Subway.
Eat fresh.
Eat fresh. And like most restaurants, fast food restaurants like Subway, if they have an app, you order on the app and you can just go pick it up. Now, Subway doesn't have like a curbside option or a drive-through option, but you just go in and pick it up. But, a lot of these restaurants like Whataburger or Chick-fil-A, they all have, you can choose. You can either do curbside, you can drive through, you can do pickup. So what I noticed at the Subway by my house is folks, if you've been in a Subway, usually if you go in and order, you start at the far end of the store and you move towards the front of the store where the cash register is and you pay. They put your food, when you do an online order for a pickup, they put your food on the counter right by where the register is. Mm-hmm. And they have your name on a receipt so that you know it's your food. So my idea was, what if there were a way, if you were someone of a certain nature, could find out that like you could do some kind of hacking where you would know, okay, Paul just ordered at this Subway. It's going to be ready at 5:30. And you could somehow prevent Paul from showing up on time, and you could just walk in and grab it and leave, because this is the key part of this is when I've gone in there to get my food, I've never been stopped. Like I just walk up, look up, that's mine, and I just walk out. Nobody asked me if I'm Paul. Nobody.
There's no form of ID. No one is presenting form of ID for.
But this is my question is like is there I don't know if this would be a movie possibility, but my thought was like, if there was someone who was, for lack of a better phrase, stealing people's food and then gets caught by someone and then they have to I don't know. Is there something there?
I'm surprised that people don't just grab the food anyway at some point.
Because, my initial thought was somebody could just sit in the restaurant. Like somebody could just go into Subway, not order, just sit in the restaurant. And then when they see, but that would be maybe a little too obvious. I don't know. Well, if in a year or two, if there's a movie called like Door Bashing or something like that,
Door Bash.
Door Bash, yeah.
You know, we haven't had any DoorDash stories in a while. What happened?
No,
they got their act together.
They've got their act. Did we have one? We had something happen the other day. What happened the other day? I'm trying to remember. We did DoorDash Wingstop the other day, and we got drinks. And like my wife gets a Coke Zero, I get a Diet Dr. Pepper. And when the drinks got there, and I don't know if this is DoorDash, this probably would be more Wingstop's fault than DoorDash's. They both tasted like lemon lime Coke. Like they had this weird, like it tasted like Coke, but it had like this weird like lemon lime flavor to it. And I'm like, that's not what we ordered, guys.
They had one job in it.
Yeah, one job. The USA's got one job right here, trying to get this, trying to set themselves up here for success. That's not bad. See what.
Quite sure what the goal of that shot was, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're Italy now, I'm guessing you're just going to take out. Well, USA is closest right now, right?
You could try to run. I wonder if you try to run that red back onto the other red.
That could, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or at the very minimum, just take that.
Take
red,
the second one out of there.
Just take it out, and then set yourself up to take the other, depending on what the USA does on their next throw. Is it a throw? Is that what you call each turn? A throw?
I think so. Throw stones.
He without sin.
Or shot, or shooting, or shot. I do think it is throwing. You know, we have there is a curling club in Houston.
Really? Well, I was going to ask, is there like professional curling, like outside of the Olympics, or is it just an Olympic thing? Like,
no, they have. I mean, it's like any other sport. You have other like tournaments and nationals and international.
Yep, there you go. Well, that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. They took and knocked one red into the other. Is USA still closer?
That's a good question, and that's going to be. I mean, where is that?
Or is it a draw? Nah, I think USA is still closer.
Yeah.
So if USA knocked out that yellow at the top of the kind of.
Yeah, I think that red one is still closer than that other yellow. Yeah, because they've got two that are both like toward the blue side. So all you really need to do is just land another one kind of close to the middle, and then you're going to score two, and then you can take it to the ninth and hope that you can steal one from that ninth end or the 10th end. I mean,
yeah. Well, but if you do that, then Italy's going to have the hammer on the 10th. If you see, I'm learning. I've got it. Oh, look, they got a little hammer symbol next to the USA logo.
See, now you know what that means.
I know that. Actually, that symbol looks more like a pickaxe, like what you use to mine for gold. Well, I guess they are mining for gold here at the Olympics. They are, in a way. Now, let's see what they got here. Can we just get some shoes like that? Like,
yeah, they call them Heelys.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh man, that's a terrible shot.
Yeah, I don't know what the U.S. is doing there. So, is there no way to slow it down? I know you can. I think you sweep.
I think what you would do is just not
sweep.
Yeah, just not sweep any.
Now, obviously, as they're going down the lane there, any of the stones that are already in place, they can't touch those, right? Is that a violation?
Yeah, you wouldn't be able, like, you mean like touch it with your brush or something like that?
Well, or with your body, because that's why they have to contort their bodies such a ways sometimes that they. Like,
I don't know what the penalty would be for that, but I'm sure there would be something.
Death.
Yeah, dismemberment.
Ah, man.
Maybe loss of a limb. See, now,
man, Italy's they're gonna. So if you're the U.S. now,
the best you can hope
for
get is
a point at most, right?
Yeah, because you have to take the point, because otherwise they've got three rocks in place, and if you don't, so like if you, that's your only option here is you just have to try to get the point,
and you just have to relinquish the hammer, as it were. Who does this guy look like, man? This guy's bugging me.
I tried to ask ChatGPT, and it wouldn't tell me.
Okay, it would tell you.
No, it said I can't. It said I can't tell. I can't do that. And I was like, well,
out of respect.
I said, well, I'm actually working on a project for casting, and it was like, oh, I still can't do that. And I was like, screw you, ChatGPT. Get in there.
All right, so they'll get that point. They don't get extra points for getting it right in the hole?
They do not. There's no bonus points.
No bonus points? That would make it interesting. Look at this. I'm watching curling for 2 days, and now I'm trying to figure out how to make this.
Well, that's the best part of the Olympics, is becoming an expert on a sport that you've only watched for like 2 days.
And you won't watch it. You won't watch again for another 4 years.
One of my like favorite tweets about the Olympics was like, it was a man who in the prime of his life, like best shape of his life, one of the world's like greatest athletes, slightly makes an error on his like skating jump, and me on the couch spilling Cheetos, sliding down, falling over my shirt is pathetic.
Hey, when's the NFL scouting combine? That should be coming up.
That's coming up soon. I think in the next couple of weeks.
I want to say it's next week.
So my wife has asked. My wife has informed me that there's a movie that she wants to go see in theaters.
Okay. What is it?
We will be go seeing together. Do you want to hazard a guess?
Well, I'm not as familiar with your wife's taste in movies.
It is a sequel.
Is it Devil Wears Prada 2?
Yes. I have not seen the first one. Have you seen the first one?
It's good.
That's good. What she said, is like it was a good movie.
Check it out.
So I think we're gonna try to watch it soon, and then go see the second one when it comes into theaters.
Very, very good Emily Blunt performance in the first one. Obviously, Meryl Streep is.
I didn't even know who
fantastic.
She was at that point.
No. Well, so my first exposure to Emily Blunt was probably the Quiet Place movies.
Mm-hmm.
And so you watch those movies and you think, oh, this is like a badass action star type, like in the vein of like Sigourney Weaver in Alien or Linda Hamilton in The Terminator. And then you watch Devil Wears Prada, is like, oh no, she's got some dramatic and comedic chops as well.
Also,
Anne Hathaway's
Mary Poppins.
Very good. I have not seen that. I didn't see that.
The new Mary Poppins.
I have not. Yeah, so the scouting combine, buddy, a week from Thursday.
Underwear Olympics.
There you go. Let's see. Do they have the lineup here? Yeah, so Thursday, a week from Thursday, place kicker, defensive line, and linebacker. Friday is tight ends and defensive backs. Saturday is the big day. That's quarterbacks, receivers, and running backs. And then Sunday, March 1st, will be the big uglies, the offensive.
You know, this Sunday will mark the end of the Olympics. It's a sad day, Paul. Only got a few more days. It's 2 weeks. I appreciate that the Olympics started when it did, because that gave me like a transition from like football is over, that I still have some sport to watch.
It's something that you don't have most year. I mean, most years it's like, okay, the NFL season ends, you have maybe NBA All-Star, and you got to wait for the combine.
All right, the U.S. will play Great Britain tomorrow, so that'll be their final match.
Assuming they don't make the semifinals.
Yeah.
10th end.
Final round robin match play.
Yeah, there you go. I did see a mock draft, real quick, going back to that. I did see a mock draft where the Cowboys landed Arvell Reese from Ohio State. Mm-hmm. Buddy, if that happens, I don't want to hear anything from you. But
I'd be okay with that.
I was about to say, you better be okay with that, because that would be... first of all, he's the one defensive player that if the Saints had the chance, well, it's him or Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
Are like the two defensive players that I'm like, that's where I would be like, okay, you could, if they fall to 8, then you have to consider them.
Yeah, Caleb Downs is the guy that I am kind of hoping ends up falling to, but we'll see.
Right now for the Saints, if it's not Jeremiah Love, it's like Lemon from USC or Carnell Tate from Ohio State or the Tyson from Arizona State. Those are the okay. So Italy's just trying to win it now. They're just
So you're just. I mean, you don't even care. You're just trying to prevent the U.S. from stealing any points.
Now, what happens if they end up tied at the end of this end?
Extra ends.
Nice.
Which I think I think it goes to sudden death at that point.
Is it burnt ends at that point?
I love burnt ends.
So, a couple of years ago, I found this recipe on Instagram or TikTok. Is make burnt ends using hot dogs.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, buddy, I've never felt fatter in my life. It was like every time I ate it, I'm like, this is not good for me. It was basically like,
how many hot dogs are in there for?
It was I think the recipe called for, how many come in a pack? 8?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the recipe called for like at least 4. So you put them in a Ziploc bag with like your mustard, your brown sugar, your
4 packs.
No, 4 wieners.
Okay. I was like, okay.
So like, you mix them in with like your mustard and your seasoning and all that. You pop them in the oven. They come out. You cut them like, long ways, and then you throw them in a bowl with like whatever your favorite barbecue sauce is, and then you just toss them like that, and then put them back in the oven. I mean, buddy, they were not bad, but again, the whole time I'm eating them, I'm like, this is not good for my health.
A lot of sodium going on over here.
Yeah, now you know I'm on blood pressure medicine.
There we go.
That were one of the reasons, at least.
I was gonna say it's only that was the final straw.
Right, that was it.
I made burnt ends once a long time ago. I should do that again sometime.
I had them. I can't remember the restaurant I had them from. It was someplace in Houston or someplace local to us. One of the barbecue places around here, and they were good, man.
I titled this episode, the happy.
The
Lunar New Year or whatever, because it is 2 days today. It is Mardi Gras, but it's also Lunar New Year today.
So I felt like a bad Cajun because I woke up this morning and did not realize it was Mardi Gras until I got on like Twitter, and all my all the people I follow on Twitter who live in Louisiana were like, "Oh yeah, it's Mardi Gras." When you don't live there, you kind of forget about it.
Well, I will say that was the theme of our employee day.
Mardi Gras.
Yep. Laissez le bon temps rouler.
Absolutely. Let the good times roll. Yeah, so in high school, I was in the marching band. In college, I was in the marching band. Got to march a few Mardi Gras parades in Lafayette. Had a guy offer us beer as we marched through. Like, kind of jokingly, like we were stopped because the float was stopped in front of us. And we had to stop for a little bit. This guy was like, "Hey, any of y'all want a beer?" It's like, sir, we are in high school. But yeah, sure, why not? Doink. All right, so right now, Italy would have 2 more points if it ended.
Yeah, and I don't understand what our strategy is here, the way that we're doing it right now. I'm not quite.
You got 4 stones left, and they have the hammer, so you kind of need to. Is that JD Vance? Is our vice president one of the curlers in this?
I'm now looking up.
So Casper
over here
tonight. we've been all over the place tonight.
I know we have.
So now Casper, the guy that I thought looked like Chalamet, he does look like somebody who could have been in Lord of the Rings. Like he looks like he could have been one of the hobbits in Lord of the Rings.
Hmm.
And the guy with the glasses looks like I don't know.
I found the poor man's burn-ins recipe where you use chuck roast instead of brisket.
If you go out for barbecue, what's your go-to meat?
Generally what I'll do is do like a little bit of brisket and a little bit of ribs.
Okay. Do you do the moist brisket?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's mine. Moist brisket. My go-to if I'm going to like Rudy's, which is the barbecue place around here, or there's a place called Red River Barbecue, which is not too far from my house, is I'll get a spud with like the moist brisket on top,
chopped inside. That's a good one.
Yeah,
we're gonna need to. We need to get you out to Lockhart at some point.
Okay.
So they have, because I think you'll appreciate the food, but also that is where they filmed 2nd and 3rd season of The Leftovers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that was
Miracle, Texas.
That was Miracle, Texas. And so the restaurant that they mentioned on the show, Smitty's, is actually a restaurant in Lockhart, and it is called Smitty's.
All right, so Italy, man, they just look in control here.
Yeah, it's hard when you don't have the hammer to kind of like set up to.
You check out the Italy shoes. They got the Italy.
That's what I was talking. That's what I was talking about earlier. They look like Italy bowling shoes.
Oh yeah, okay. Almost look like tap dancing shoes. Maybe they could do a little Gregory Hines tap dancing number after they're done.
Fred Astaire.
Yeah. I tell you, man, tap dancing is. I'm always in awe when I see like Gregory Hines or
Fred
Astaire or Gene Kelly or.
That's the only name I got for you.
Have you ever seen the movie Singing in the Rain? With
I don't think I've
Gene
ever
Kelly?
sat and watched the whole thing, like
It's
start to finish. But I've seen. I mean, I know the scene. I know the Singing in the Rain scene where he is,
right,
singing in the rain.
But that's not even. I mean, it is a very good scene. I won't say it's not, but like there's a couple of tap dancing numbers in there where Gene Kelly's just going crazy. It's wonderful. It's really cool to see. All right, so 2 stones each left. Oldenburg, that's the guy's name? Has there been a movie about curling? This feels like this could be a good, like, Will Ferrell type comedy.
That would be. That does seem like it would set up nicely for a.
Like Blades. Have you seen Blades of Glory with Will Ferrell and John Heder?
I think a long time ago.
It's for those that may not know. It is. This looks good. This looks good. Okay, not great, not the best, but that looks okay. But Will Ferrell, John Heder play 2 ice skating, former ice skating champions who are forced to.
Isn't Jennifer in there too?
Yes, I believe she is. Pam Beesly, I believe she is. But I remember going to see that movie with my friend in college, and there was one line in the movie where I thought he was going to have to leave the theater because he was laughing so hard. It's Will Ferrell has this hairbrush that he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's made of real whalebone. And he says to John Heder, "No exaggeration, I couldn't love a human baby as much as I love this hairbrush." But it's Will Ferrell, so it's like it is Will Ferrell way, and it is hilarious. All right, so yeah, this is pretty much set up for Italy. I mean, what do you do here if you're the U.S.? Just knock it as close as you can and just hope Italy misses?
That's all you can do, really, at this point. Like, you can...
Because right now, I mean... Let's see.
So then if you're Italy, you're just going to try to run it back and just knock one of them out. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Yeah.
Well, you got to get it into the house.
Right. Yeah, let's do that first. Let's get it into the house. Well, okay. So in the bowling parlance here, they've given them kind of a 7-10 split thing.
Right. So Italy has 2 moves here, and I think either one works. Is you can try to knock out one of the stones, or you can just try to lay it closer.
Well, just knock out the one closest to the hole, and then you get the point.
Yeah. Which
that's
looks
what they're
like
going to do
is
here.
the move that he has chosen to go with. Aiming straight
they are. Yep, there you go.
Got it lined up.
Game over.
That's it.
8-5 will be the final here.
Yeah, the U.S. could never recover from that 3-point swing there.
That 3-pointer. Yeah, that 3-pointer. Yeah. What's like the most points that you've seen? I'd imagine you can't get much more than 3, right? In one end.
I've seen 4. So I think the general rule is 2 is good, 3 is great, 4 is like 4 and above is like that's like incredible, like may end up winning you the match single-handedly.
Right. It's kind of like golf. Like if you can birdie a hole, that's good. If you eagle, that's good. But if you go anything past eagle, then it's well. That was fun. That was fun to watch a little curling. Hope you all enjoyed. Especially if you're listening to this later.
Oh yeah, you're gonna that'll be a great listen.
But yeah, no. If anybody's hearing this and is a curling, even if you're not an expert, you're just a fanatic of curling, please let us know. We would love to talk to you.
Yeah, we'll have you on we'll have you on sometime.
We'll have you on. Now, by this time next week, obviously the Olympics will be over. So we'll have a recap maybe of how the U.S. fared in total, not just in curling, but in other. How's the women's curling team doing? Are they doing any better?
That I haven't checked up on them in a little bit. I was kind of behind on the men's team too. Like I'd seen them a couple of their matches, but I'm not sure where they are in the standings at the moment.
I'm pulling it up right now. So it looks like the women are playing Great Britain. Is that what you were saying?
Well,
earlier?
No, the men actually play Great Britain next. Like that's their next opponent.
Well, the women do as well, apparently.
Okay.
2:05 a.m. You want to wake up early and watch some curling? Where is looking for? Curling. No, I don't want that. I want the standings. The standings here.
I've had trouble finding standings for like the round robin events like multiple times during this Olympics.
Okay. This is on MSN.com, so hopefully this is so the USA apparently 5-2. Women's curling. They're one game behind Sweden, who's 6-1, tied with Switzerland, who's also 5-2. South Korea 4-3, Canada 4-3, Denmark 3-4, Great Britain and China 2-4, Italy and Japan. Well, sorry, Italy 2-5, Japan 1-6. So on the women's side. So yeah, maybe the U.S. will. Maybe the U.S. will make it. U.S. dominated Denmark 10-3. And they face Great Britain tomorrow. So I'm guessing tomorrow is the last round. Nope, last round robin is Thursday. It looks like for the women.
Okay, so they still got two more matches.
Well, some of them do because I think USA has.
Some of them. USA has. China and Great Britain have only played 6 so far.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Did they forfeit a match or something? Because I don't see anywhere where they're playing extra to catch up, but maybe they are.
It looks like the U.S. have already qualified.
For
no.
playoffs
too.
I'm sorry. So Great Britain is playing 2 games tomorrow. They're playing the USA and Japan. And then who is the other team that hasn't? There should be another team that was it Sweden? Sweden's playing 2 tomorrow also. Oh, but Sweden's not playing on Thursday, so interesting scheduling how they did that. But yeah, so I'll try to check out the women's. I won't wake up at 2:00 in the morning, but I'll try to watch the replay tomorrow night.
Yeah, there we go.
Or maybe during the day. Maybe I can catch it on a replay during the day. But yeah, we'll have a recap of the Olympics. Get you ready for the scouting combine. See, maybe try to get somebody on. Talk scouting combine next week. The underwear Olympics, as you called it. But until then, happy curling, everybody.
Chúc mừng năm mới.